Hello, this is Greg Allison with Green Greg's coming to you on the 14th of January, 2021. Time on deck is 20:53 hours. Now, just while we're distracted with all this stuff going on in DC that's got our attention just wrapped, it just may happen that war with Iran may be at hand. I mean, in the next few days before the inauguration, we may be into it. And I'm serious because you just need to see what's coming up, what the State Department has set up, and just how it all plays out. In fact, what's happened here is that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said that there is an Al-Qaeda base in Iran. And he goes, okay, well, no surprise. Well, actually, it is a surprise because Al-Qaeda and is a Sunni Muslim organization, whereas Iran is Shia Muslim, and the two are actually bitter enemies. So does it make sense? Mike Pompeo does point that out, but here's the thing that you need to understand. This is important, as under the 2001 authorization of military force, the president does not need congressional approval for military action aimed at Al-Qaeda. That's true. So Al-Qaeda is considered an international organization, not tied to any country, and therefore it is considered that it can be targeted anywhere. So by declaring a military base in Iran, what has happened is the stage has been set where the United States can attack now. And as some of you may be aware, Israel has put a lot of pressure on the United States to hit Iran before the Trump administration leaves office, because it's thought that the Biden administration would not support that. And who knows? They might just decide to do it the morning of the inauguration. I would hope not. But who knows what's coming down, my friends? I'm not saying it will happen, but I'm going to show you the website of the State Department directly, and it's all about Iran. Holy smoke. And this really sets the stage. Not only that, we have just mobilized a whole lot of forces in that area. Now, we have done that from time to time, but the time is interesting. It's also interesting. It's the very end of an administration that's really friendly to Israel, and Netanyahu, who really has been wanting to hit Iran, and his administration is at risk. And because of all these things, the risk factor for war with Iran is going out the roof. I'm going to show you more on that. What you really got to know, and I've told you before, is that Iran has had it in their military strategy that upon a war with the United States, that they would hit our power grid. And somebody had pointed out to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard leader that, there's just 9 critical substations you got to take out to take down the American power grid. And he responded, yeah, okay, I already got 20 targeted. They're talking about sleeper cells. And some of you may be aware, as I've covered in previous videos, that Elliot Abrams, who's our envoy from the Trump administration, from the administration in general, to Iran and Venezuela, has been really concerned about the potential of missiles going from intercontinental ballistic missiles going from Iran to Venezuela. And he's made threats: if we find it, we'll hit them. And there was a huge shipment that went, the biggest shipment ever, from Iran just a couple months ago to Venezuela. And we don't know what was there. They claim it was oil shipments. Of course, shipping oil from Iran to the world's most oil-rich country in Venezuela. It's kind of interesting, although there's differences in grades and so forth. But I might like to remind you that one of the things that had been brought to our attention some time back was in July of 2013, there was this Chung gang ship that was in the Gulf of Mexico. I'll show you that again in a minute. Tootling around with 2 fully assembled SA-2 missiles, nuclear capable, and we found it coming back out after it had been in the Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean Sea, coming back through the Panama Canal. On the way back through, they suddenly got in a hurry, and they tested to go through the Panama Canal instead of around South America, and they got caught with these under bags of sugar in the cargo hold. So this is a way a launch could be done. And take it from me, I have launched balloons with rockets on them from ships in the ocean, in the Gulf of Mexico, in fact. And so I know what that looks like to do from a balloon, or a rocket that could reach 600 miles is what I was in at the time, 20 years ago. And I was just doing this on the shoestring budget. What can Iran do? So you got to get ready. I'm going to show you some websites. I'm going to show you all this stuff, and I'm going to read to you the statements made by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and I'm going to show you several things here. And in fact, Israel has just stepped up attacks on Iranian forces in Syria all over again, this time more than since 2018. Yes. And you're going to see, in fact, Iran is in a process, or at least they put up forward legislation to suggest that by the year 2041, they've got to hit and annihilate Israel, to make it their law to take out Israel by 2041. You know, why are we over there in the first place? Why can't we let Israel and Iran sort this out between themselves? Is a good question. But you know darn well that we're in there. And even if Biden is president, or during his term, if this goes down, that, you know, we're going to wind up taking Israel's side, even if we push pallets load of money to Iran. I don't know, my friends. I don't know. But we are at risk. We're at risk from so many directions, internally and externally. You better get ready. Go get your gas, top off your gas tank. I mean, we're talking about the possible power grid going down in the next few days. You got to remember, my friend Stacy Zivicki had a vision of 2 missiles coming up from Venezuela, and offshore from Venezuela, in fact, and detonating over our atmosphere and producing EMPs. Now, she is no military analyst. She works in a dairy. And prior to this, she never even knew what an EMP was. She had these dreams, these visions, and she went investigating these things, and she ran into me. She found me, and you know, I was able to say, wow, you saw that? That's like brilliant military tactician type activities to be able to cobble together an idea like that, because that's hitting us in our soft underbelly. And it's deniable as to who made the launch, since we have so many people involved in Venezuela, Russia, North Korea, and China, in addition to Iran. Greg, Iran don't have nuclear weapons, they're still developing them. Oh, really? You know, there's been a lot of loose nukes out of Russia. Not to mention, I was told some time back when the wall fell, way back, that 2 total complete ICBMs that was in Kazakhstan disappeared and went to Iran, complete with warheads. ICBM is intercontinental ballistic missile. And right after I was told that, suddenly Kazakhstan decided to give up all their missiles and warheads and just gave them back to Russia. Hey, Russia, take these. Which Russia complied with, happily. Why did they suddenly decide that? They could have been a nuclear nation. Maybe they realized they couldn't handle it. Maybe they realized that there was a huge risk, that they couldn't contain it. But Russia wasn't doing a good job either. So what you need to know is you really need to get ready. Get ready, top your gas tanks. Maybe none of this will happen. I hope it don't happen. You know, guys, you know, a war like that would be a cause for a military, you know, we would have to go on martial law probably if we lost our grid and everything went down. That doesn't possibly mean that the current POTUS would remain in position for some period of time, at least until that period was passed. It might have an impact on the inauguration. I have no idea. On this, I have no idea. But bear in mind that Israel has been chomping for some time to get U.S. to take action on Iran. And Donald Trump came to office and he would not allow Iran to get past a certain point. And Iran has just announced again, just recently, oh yeah, we're doing more enrichments in uranium. So this is real. This is important. I'm going to show these articles. But, you know, guys, get ready. Like I said, go back and look at my old videos on eating the weeds in the trees. That's free. And you're going to need to know it because you might need to have it. You need to know those kind of skills. You need to learn some bushcraft skills as much as you can. I hope you got some good books on this stuff, because grid goes down. You're not going to have the internet to watch these videos. Watch them while you can. Get you some books. When grid goes down, you can read books. Have you some books, my friends. That's all I can say. But have some books and fishing hooks. Yeah, you might need fishing hooks too. You might need to get you a few traps. So think about these things. Learn these skills as fast as you can. Get your other big box stores, stock up, grab what you can. And I got a special deal. You know, Lord willing, if we got a little time, because we know this country here is unraveling internally, and we don't know how long that's going to take. We don't know if the grid will go down now. We don't know if it'll be later, but I would say while you still can, I would avail myself the opportunity I got here. We can get a special. We can get a 4-week supply of food for an individual, which is 2,000 calories a day, $70 off. And it's like $8.10 to 11 cents per day for all your meals, 3 meals, 2,000 calories a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's a deal that'll make you a winner. You need to think about that. Go to prepwithgreg.com. And at prepwithgreg.com, there's that My Patriot Supply logo at the top of the page. Click on that. You can go in there, and it still helps my channel. It still supports me if you buy even through there. And you can go in and find all kind of prepping supplies in there and other food supplies to include gluten-free, protein, meat meals, vegetarian meals, whatever your needs are in those regards, and number 10 can type meals. Yeah, it's all there. So check it out. It's a great deals. Like I said, other prepping supplies, filtration supplies for water, for air, for whatever you need. I got videos on that stuff too. So check out my videos. And I'm going to be bringing you more of this stuff if we still have the grid, if it's still up, and I can keep bringing you things, because it is my mission to help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. And along those lines, one of the key things we have to do is keep our eyes wide open and head on the swivel to know what's coming at us. And that's why I'm bringing news like this. So again, if you want more of this, and the gardening and worm farming, which I'll be doing more videos on that in the not too distant future, do subscribe to my channel. Bang that notification bell and click all. Bang the bell, click all. All right. So I think it's a good time to move into sharing some things here. Wait a minute. I'm just going to, before I do that, I'm going to read some statements to you. We're going to come in here. I'm going to read to you the statements of the State Department written. Now, last Tuesday, Mike Pompeo went to the press club and he delivered a statement. If I can get it to come up here, hang on. Got a blank page where it should be text. There we go. There we go. And it's not where it wants to be. All right. Here we go. About to read to you Mike Pompeo's statement. I'm going to read you the entire speech because you'll get the gist of it pretty quick. He says, many of you here may recognize the name Abu Muhammad Masri, also known as Abdullah Ahmed Abdullah. He was Al-Qaeda's worldwide #2 and on the FBI's most wanted list for slaughtering members of our State Department's family in Kenya and Tanzania bombings in 1998. Now, you may remember we had 2 embassies, one in Kenya and one in Tanzania. What they call it, Tanzania. Tanzania is what we call it. But in 1998, it just so happens that in that year, I was married to a Kenyan. And she had family there. In fact, her sister is a lawyer and was at that time working in Kenya in Nairobi, and would walk by that embassy every day. That was on her way back and forth to bring her home and work. And we were worried about her. We were scared about her. And we took us a little while to get a hold of her and find out that she was fine. But a lot of people were injured in that. So that struck home. That struck close to home for me because that's still my family. They still treat me as family. I still count them as family. And so they're great people, good people, good people. Just to go on into that, more than 200 people, as I'm getting back to Pompeo's statement, more than 200 people, including 12 Americans, lost their lives in those attacks. They were horrendous. The New York Times reported in November that al-Masri was shot on the streets of Tehran. Today, I can confirm for the first time his death on August the 17th of last year. So now he's just now coming out with it. That's been months and months ago. Why now? Why now? See what's what I'm saying there? He said that they had been living in Iran was surprising, given that Iran and Al-Qaeda are bitter enemies. Now see, he does admit that. Then he goes on and he says, end quote, because he was quoting from the New York Times. It could not be more wrong. It wasn't surprising at all. And more importantly, they're not enemies. This is what he's saying. Al-Masri's presence inside Iran points to the reason that we're here today. The reason we're here today, he says, it's what I considered, excuse me, I didn't read it right. It's what I want to talk about in these remarks. Al-Qaeda has a new home base. It is the Islamic Republic of Iran. He is saying that Iran is the home base for Al-Qaeda. Really strange. Now, sometimes my enemy is my friend. And you might could stretch it to say that, but really and truly, they were bitter enemies. And, again, and here, more to the point. We've actually been funding Al-Qaeda. Believe it or not, it's about 9/11, all that stuff afterward. We have actually been funding covertly Al-Qaeda groups and even ISIS initially to, back in previous administrations, to prosecute our war against al-Assad in Syria. And Syria and Iran are allies, big time allies. And so Al-Qaeda was attacking Syrian forces. And so Syria and Al-Qaeda, and moreover Iran and Al-Qaeda, would be enemies. Again, Al-Qaeda is on the Sunni side, and Syria and Iran, of course, are Shia Muslims. And these two factions are really ratcheting up the tensions between them today, and it's shaping up like some big war in the Middle East between these two factions, and maybe that's just about to take place. So, like I said, this whole thing is could be a setup to give us an excuse to hit Iran, and hit Iran now, because it's the waning moments of the administration, of the last administration. It would probably be inclined to do so, and it's direly hoped for from Netanyahu's administration and Israel that we would in fact do that. So he goes on. He says, as a result, bin Laden's wicked creation is poised to gain strength and capabilities. We ignore this Iran Al-Qaeda nexus at our peril. We need to acknowledge it. We must confront it. Indeed, we must defeat it. There you go. I'm not going to read all his stuff in here. He's got a big, long statement. You can find it on the State Department website. It's not hard to find. I'll show you how to do that shortly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to it. I'm going to take you. All you got to do is just go in a browser and type in U.S. Department of State, and it'll come up. It'll come right up on top. So I'm going to go into a share screen. We're going to go right there. Give me a moment. Bing, 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 bing. We are going there. I'm taking you there. Hang on. As soon as this window will let me. My computer memory's been maxed out. Screen sharing failed to start. Try again. Uh-oh. I said we're going there. I have to click OK. We'll try again. My memory is kind of maxed out. It's so crazy. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows open in Explorer. Craziness. Let's try it again. No, don't do that to me. I just closed everything out to clear my memory, and I got issues here. Wow. Well, I guess it's just not going to happen tonight. I actually had shut down everything I had and just opened up a few windows, and wow, Google just swallowed up all my RAM instantly. They don't usually do it that fast. I could probably shut something down, but it would kind of cripple me from what I want to show you. I'll see if I can take you out 1 or 2 things here if it'll help me out. Pardon me for dilly-dallying around here. Most channels would not show you all this. They wouldn't post it with this. They would edit it out, but it's late, and time is a precious thing in my life. I don't have time to blow my nose hardly. And wow, this is so unfortunate. I am going to kill the another site here I wanted to show you. Dadgummit. See if I got any memory back then. I mean, it's going to get down to the point I just won't have nothing to show you at all or read from. Not doing any good. I'm still maxed out on memory. No wonder I won't do this. Maybe I got out down enough it'll still share though. Let's try it one more time. Nope. All right, my friends, that's too bad. I've only got 4 Google windows open. I can't share it. Isn't that crazy? All right, I'll just tell you what's there. U.S. Department of State, if you go to the website, it is nothing but Iran. Front page, top of it, its articles are just Iran. That's how it starts out. That's what's on the top banner of their site is Iran. There's nothing else there. Nothing. And then I was going to show you a article from Al Jazeera. I was also going to show you something from Press TV, which is the Iranian site. I just closed that. I was going to show you something from a Syrian news site, but I closed that out too. But I've just about closed everything out. I got a feeling right now, the way my memory's ate up, that I don't know, it's probably just one of these that's really doing it. Which one would it be? I'm going to read to you what's on Al Jazeera. And well, let's see. I might close this one out first if it'll let me. I'm gonna have to close the share button. It won't even let me see them. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So you can go to the Times of Israel, and it tells you that they've just conducted quite a few airstrikes in the last 2.5 weeks. They've conducted 4 rounds of airstrikes on Iran-linked sites in Syria, including major bombardment in pre-dawn hours of Wednesday morning, which was just yesterday morning, according to their media outlets. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to kill that site. Maybe it'll let me share if I just get one more down and see how my memory's looking. Yeah, I'm just about to shut down everything here. Let's see. Well, I'll read you one more site. I'm going to have only 2 of them. I don't know if I got that down enough. So Iranian bill seeks to destroy Israel. I don't even see my cursor now. Wow. Iranian bill seeks to destroy Israel by 2041. And then it says avenge Soleimani. Iran proposes legislation seeking to destroy Israel in 20 years, according to the Washington Institute for Near East Policy. Now, this is posted in Newsmax, this article is. And it says the bill introduced by the Iranian parliament lists the goal of eliminating Israel by 2041. And the 4 main goals of the legislation include, per the report, 1, exact decisive act of revenge on the U.S. for killing Quds Force Commander Qasem Soleimani and evicting the U.S. from the Middle East. So they're saying they really want to hit us. 2, continue Soleimani's mission for destroying Israel. 3, counter alleged economic sanctions, which is deemed terrorism. And 4, install a defiant foreign policy. So there you go. And some of the intel out there says that they expect that even if Biden, one of the articles already closed out, it said even if Biden becomes the president, or if he becomes president, that there is still that Israel still is going to owe. If it's no, that's still one. Israel is still going to owe a strike. That there's like a debt to be paid, to revenge. So I don't know, guys. It's just kind of nutty, all this stuff I'm hearing. But I'm gonna close that up entirely. Maybe down to 2 tabs up there in Google. So my memory's still maxed out. Maybe just one of these. Maybe the State Department's axing it out. Yeah. Well, all right. We got a little bit of a decrease here. Maybe I can do a share now. Maybe I can share something. I'll have to show you one of these articles. I still won't let me share. Oh my gosh. Yeah, guys, I'm having trouble. This computer is just getting to the point I can hardly use it. That's too bad. Yeah, my laptops don't have video cameras. Well, they have little cameras built in them, but if you think my phone videos look bad, you should see those. It's terrible. And that even includes my Apple. Even its phone don't like that. Camera's not that good. I got a little Apple Mac over there. So anyway, so much for that. That's too bad. So according to Al Jazeera, they went in and they talked about our force buildups. And they said, you know, of course, the Fifth Fleet is already based in Bahrain, our U.S. Fifth Fleet. And we just put an Ohio-class submarine, the USS Georgia, into the Persian Gulf. And the USS Georgia is, as I mentioned previously, equipped with 154 Tomahawk cruise missiles. Each can deliver 992 pounds conventional war. That's almost a ton of explosives. So, yeah, and it can fly under cover. You know, those cruise missiles can fly in low underneath radar. They're radar evading. So these things are intended to be able to strike inland. They say for up to 1,677 miles away. So they can cover all of Iran, striking inland. So it's thought that between those, and they're being escorted by 2 destroyers that have Aegis radar systems and other weapon systems. And so they're saying between the 3 of these craft that they could take out just about everything in Iran. And that Iran would be hard pressed to deal with that, except Iran also has their own plans. And we also have the Nimitz off, you know, just outside the Persian Gulf. And it was going to be called back, and they said, no, keep it there, keep it there. You know, so we've kept it there. Also, that submarine, the USS Georgia, has tactical forces on its sills that could go on shore and do special operations, which might include acting as air traffic controllers for our aircraft going in from the Nimitz or other from Bahrain. And we've been flying these B-52 bombers over there on a regular basis now. There may be some on the way right now. We don't know, or it could happen any day whenever if they decide to make a strike like this. So, you know, it's always a case that, you know, a lot of times you posture just to keep somebody from doing something. And there's been a lot of so-called intel claiming Iran was about to strike. And it's possible that all this has been staged just as what they call showing the flag, showing the force, kind of the idea that, hey, don't do nothing. We'll get you. Just, we're here. We're strong. Just, you know, lie back down and go back to sleep. But then again, it could be that we are actually planning to hit them. The intel that makes it suggested that we may be planning to hit them is the emphasis on the State Department on Iran. So now, of course, Iran has dispersed its nuclear sites and buried them in hardened bunkers deep underground. So they're not going to be easy to take out. Only specialized munitions have any chance of damage to those facilities because they've got to bury deep. There's no guarantee of success. As some of you know, that was proposed during the Bush administration that tactical nukes be used for that underground, and they kind of said, okay, this is not like a full nuclear war, blah 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 blah. So they tried to come up with the excuse to make the use of nukes in a case like that, small, low grade tactical nukes, but that's still, you know, getting up to the threshold. So war on Iran in this case would be a very major thing. Of course, you know, we know that Iran has got a new UAV drone fleet. They've got things their air force isn't much to brag about, but they do have missiles and quite a few missiles of their own. So it's not going to be a picnic if we go into that. You know, as I pointed out, and also in this Al Jazeera article, it says, however, President-elect Joe Biden is unlikely to authorize any military force, any military action against Iran, and has appointed William Burns, career diplomat, instigator of the back-channel negotiations with Iran, as director of the CIA. So there you go. So he's taking the people that negotiated the deals with Iran in the first place, him in his office, I guess, in the hopes of cutting some new deals. So it also points out in this article is hamstrung by corruption scandals at home. It is unlikely Netanyahu will be in power for many more years. An incoming Biden administration is already considering negotiating that Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JPOA, once again. So this is why it's thought that now may be the time to hit us, like now or never, for those who are inclined toward that philosophy. And I don't support or sanction that at all, but that's what I'm just telling you. I'm reporting to you what's in front of us, what might be happening, what might go down really fast. Now, I'm going to close this website and see if I can at least get the Department of State site to come up. If it don't, I'm going to be really disappointed. So I'm going to have only one website open in Google. Let's see what my memory goes here. Hold on a minute. Of course, you know, I don't have my memory so slammed. It may make the quality of this video really poor. All right, let's see now where my memory is at. Okay, that might have been the website that was eating up all my memory because the memory just finally went down. Sometimes the one site will hog you up. One site just throws a lot of stuff out there and just hogs up your memory. Let's see if I can do a share now. And there may be some other reason. It may just be a software glitch. This thing won't let me share, but I'm going to try to at least show you the Department of State site. No, it's just not going to do it. I got a Google glitch, not a Google glitch. I got a glitch here with this Zoom. All right, well, so much for that. So much for that. Well, I tried. Once again, I'm going to show you this Chung Chung gang, just to give you an idea that you can launch offshore from a barge, a ship. I've done it from ships. There's the Chung Chung gang right there. The cargo hold here is these missile launchers under bags of sugar. That's the missiles that we're talking about right there. You know, for theater type missile, that could still get up there. This was in 2013 in July that they found that. Back in April, it was probably in the Gulf. At the same time, it would be coincident with the overflight of North Korea's KMS 3-2 satellite, which took place first over Washington, D.C. on the 16th of April, which happened to be the same day that the Metcalf station in San Jose was hit by kinetic attack. Somebody put an attack on that station, but it wasn't a full-blown attack. The SEALs that looked at it said, you know, that looks like a dry run practice attack. So that's interesting. And that might have all been a North Korean op, maybe not. We do know that North Korea collaborates with Iran. Let's see if I can find something on that Metcalf station. I've got all this in PowerPoint, but I don't have that open at the moment. Okay, this book is Dr. Peter Vincent Price, Blackout Wars. I've had him on my channel here on 2 occasions already. I brought him to Alabama 3 times. He's quite a patriot. So he wrote me a nice note there to Greg Rouse, and a great American. Appreciate that from Dr. Peter Vincent Price. As you know, I have chaired 2 power grid defense conferences. We've been trying to get this power grid hardened so we wouldn't have to worry about these things. But the deep state industry don't want to do anything. They're just, nah, we don't want to spend the money. And so they use their organizations to, you know, push back. You know, the Trump administration did pass some executive orders to try to force this, but it's still been caught up in the study phase and everything. Nothing really has happened as of yet. Of course, his efforts will probably go away. I don't know what our President Biden will do in that area. It may be too late. It may be too late. Let's hope not. So if these things don't come to pass, but my friends, I really got to show you that. I couldn't even share this, probably a PowerPoint today. Something's wrong with my Zoom. So probably I'll reboot this computer, which is aggravating in and of itself. But yeah, it's got all kind of glitches. I got to replace this thing. I'll do that. You guys have been nice to me and supporting my channel. So in a few weeks, or as I start getting some more pennies, I'm going to do that. It takes some time and a little money, and I'm short on both right now. But this computer is really challenging my ability to make good videos. All right, you don't want to hear all that. Sorry. So that's one reason, you know, supporting my channel helps me, because that's one of the things that enables me to do things like that. So any support you can do in terms of, like, got a live session, come in and chip in some, you know, some of those donations that you do through live chat, or, you know, support me by buying my products, you know, going to True Leaf Market and getting seeds, you know, getting the food from my Patriot Supply through prepwithgreg.com. You got to go prep. If you don't go through prepwithgreg.com, it don't help me. All right, enough said on that. So once again, this is serious. The State Department, just go to the U.S. Department of State, just type it in your browser and it'll take you there. And the front page is nothing but Iran. Nothing but Iran. So that makes you think, nothing but Iran. What is going on? Why? Why so much emphasis? Why all this sudden talk? Why that talk about, you know, that I just said that Pompeo said we'd have to do something about it, right? I just put that out there. the actual language that he used. So it's serious. This is really serious. It could go down. Let's pray not. Let's hope not. But you need to know to be aware. You need to prep. Do what you can. Take care of yourself and your family. Get your food, your water. Think about what you would need. You know, if they hit us, then we might have a power grid. If they fry enough transformers, it would take so long to if they actually put an EMP on us, they could fry hundreds and hundreds of these things. It takes 18 months to get them on the loading dock from the time you order them. But to order them, you got to have a working grid, a working system. So how do you order them when everything you used to order with and everything you use to coordinate logistics is down? You know, electricity is needed to run fuel. You can even run trucks. How do you install things? And the congressional the EMP task force determined that 9 out of 10 people in this country would perish in a year. It takes 18 months, a year and a half from the time you order a transformer, or these big high voltage transformers that weigh 200 to 400 tons to your loading dock. Then you got to install it. How are you going to order it? How are you going to have money when all the money's digital in the banks? How are you going to receive it? How are you going to put it out? And you know, the workforce is decimated, you know, with people who haven't made it. Yeah, see, that's too late. That's an issue. And if you take out enough of them, we're in a pickle, a real serious pickle. I mean, it can bring this nation not just to its knees, but plumb flat. It would not be a pretty picture. So let's hope that don't happen. Let's just hope that that does not come to pass. But yeah, war with Iran is very serious. Very serious. And, you know, like I said, we'll just leave it up between Israel and Iran, but we're already implicitly engaged in the number one objective for their 2041 bill had United States named, according to that source. According to that source. Now, who knows? All that could be made up. We got a lot of things going on, my friends, right now. Like I said, I've been predicting the tension inside this country would go up. I've been telling you that. And indeed it has. It has gone through the roof. I predicted that. I've been saying the international tensions are high. It's not just Iran. It's also China and Russia. So, yeah, there's that solar winds thing. Remember that? Yeah, they got the keys to our power grid through that too. Yeah, it's thought there would be, if they come for our grid, it would be a multi-pronged attack. Hacking, kinetic attacks directly on substations, and an EMP attack. It would be a multi-pronged attack. Could happen. Could happen. I hope it don't. I hope it don't. But just be ready in case, you know, hey, the worst comes to worst, you got some food to eat later. Freeze-dried fruit, great for camping, for hiking. Or, hey, at $8, you know, $8 and 10 or 11 cents a day for food, especially that's an investment. Last 25 years, and food prices about to go up. You're going to be sitting pretty a few years from now when you sit inside, open that stuff up and eat it. It's good food. You're going to be saying, wow, I'm glad I got this. What a bargain. Especially if you get an economic type down the road. Oh, yeah, you can buy just one. You don't have to buy two if you want that. Or you can go in and buy just a can, a number 10 can. That might help get you over if you want that. But do go to the big box stores, too, and get you dried beans and rice and that kind of stuff. But those are kind of harder to carry around. That is a good thing about this, is it's very lightweight. It's easy to carry. You can take these pouches out and put them in your backpack. And for something that kind of capability, and something that will last that long, that's awesome deal. That's awesome. I'm going to go in the future. I'm going to do some videos about cans and how to know cans are good. I got a lot of stuff coming up. It's just, you know, this past week, I was planning to do that earlier already. It's one of the topics, but this last week has just been, so I thought I'd give you a video that had nothing to do with that for tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to squeeze that out for the rest of the week, but this is important. This is very important, guys, girls. This is extremely important. We are in a, wow, you thought 2020 was bad? 2020 is not looking good. All right, my friends, I'm going to do more on that too. I'll do more on that too. So I just want to say, take care of yourselves, take care of your family, do everything you can to get ready. Be ready spiritually, but don't panic. Whatever the case is, don't panic. Keep your head on your shoulders, or your head won't be on your shoulders. You'll lose it in more ways than one. You know what I mean? Just be careful, my friends. Be careful. Wish everybody the best. Oh, don't do anything crazy. I'm going to do another video probably tomorrow about these. Maybe I might even do it tonight. all these things that's going on with the capitals, and starting Saturday at state capitals, and then on the 20th with the Washington, D.C., the inauguration. Don't go, don't be involved in that stuff. Don't do it. It's a trap. And don't do anything illegal. Do not do anything illegal. Do not try to break things. Do not cause harm. Do not hurt people. Do not destroy property. Do not do those things. You have the right to peaceably assemble and file for redress of grievances. Now, maybe they're trying to take those from us, but that is guaranteed in here, and we're going to exercise these things. I have started the Freedom Restoration Foundation. You can, if you're interested in this, you can help us out. We're looking for people to help us out. So you can email me at info@freedomrestorationfoundation.org, links below. And one of the things we'll be looking at is sanctuary states. we're going to try to preserve all our freedoms and liberties, and restore as much as we can. That's the name of the group, not preservation, restoration. Capiche? All right, guys, girls. Appreciate you all. Take care, and thank you for watching.